Danny Duncan just got accused of grooming a 14-year-old girl, allegedly. And I say allegedly because as of right now, these are just allegations, and there's some pretty wild ones. So as many of you know, recently Danny Duncan was in some other drama with one of his friends, Aaron, or Sun Hat Kid, whatever you want to call him, where Aaron accused Danny of holding a knife up to his neck and abusing him. I remember saying I was going to make another video on the topic if Danny ended up making a response video, and he did. I had the whole video ready to be recorded, and I was literally waiting until the weekend to record it, but then these allegations came up, and I feel like this needed to be talked about more than Danny Duncan's response. But if you're curious, all Danny said in his response video was that none of it was true. He denied everything, you know, as you would when you're being accused of abuse and stuff like that. So he pretty much just denied everything. Now, before we continue any further, please take all of these allegations with a grain of salt. There's not much evidence to prove that Danny actually did anything with this girl, and most people in her comments seem to think the same thing. A lot of people are theorizing that it's Aaron behind all of this, that he actually paid the girl to say these things to get Danny into more trouble. Because, I mean, think about it. Danny was getting a ton of hate from the whole Aaron situation. His comments were being flooded with hate on all of his social medias, on his YouTube, on his Instagram. Then a little over a week later, someone else comes out with allegations towards Danny. Now, if all of this is true, then that would be absolutely terrible, and Danny Duncan would most likely go to jail, which is not good. But anyways, let me tell you about the situation. So a couple of days ago, this girl named Eva made a YouTube video titled "My Truth About Danny Duncan." Right away, this seems odd because her video is titled similarly to Aaron's video. His video is called "The Truth About Danny Duncan," and her video we just said is titled "My Truth About Danny Duncan." In this video, she says that her and Danny were in a relationship for 4 years, starting when she was 14 and he was 20. They had both been sending inappropriate pictures to each other and ended up meeting only once, and she actually ended up self-harming because of it. When they met up, she was 16 years old, so that means Danny would have been around 26 at the time. So now that you're basically caught up on, you know, what the majority of the situation is, here's a clip from that girl's interview with Keemstar.
So what happens? You're a fan, you reach out to him, and you guys just start talking?
Yeah, I slid up on one of his Snapchat stories, I think with like laughing emojis or something, and I didn't really think he would respond, but then he did, and from then on, we started talking.
So you start talking back and forth. I'm sure he asked your age, right?
Yeah, he did know that I was in high school, and he didn't seem to care.
What age did you tell him you were?
15, but I was 14.
So you lied about your age. You said you were 15.
I did end up telling him after like a month. I was like, by the way, I'm actually 14.
And you were talking to him on Snapchat, correct?
Yeah, it was pretty much almost always on Snapchat.
All right, so the Snapchat that you were talking to him on is the Danny Duncan 69. Now, that's his old Snapchat.
Yeah, that's the one that he had linked in all of his videos back then.
Right. Now, you have proof that you guys were talking back and forth because...
Yeah, we had a streak, and then we were also on each other's best friends list.
Okay.
So she shows a screenshot of Danny Duncan's profile, and you can see that they actually have a Snapchat streak. Now, if you don't know what a Snapchat streak is, it's basically when you and a friend send each other snaps, and every day you guys snap each other is a day added to the streak. If one of you stops sending snaps, then the streak breaks. You know, it's pretty simple. So this could be proof that Danny was actually sending inappropriate pictures to her. But also keep in mind that it's a picture, and a picture is much more easier to edit than a video. Let's continue the clip from the interview with Keemstar.
So you're sending him pictures. Is he sending you pictures?
Yeah, like all the time. It would be almost all day.
Okay, and he's sending you pictures of what?
Like his...
Okay, yeah. We got it. We got it. So eventually he does come and see you, and you don't flake on him. How old are you when he comes to see you? Like, what happens then?
I was still 16.
Okay.
And he Ubered me to his hotel room. He came straight to the city I lived in. Like, literally the next day. I was like, what are you doing tomorrow? And he was here the next day.
And you guys did the deed? He's, what, 26 at the time? You're 16?
Yeah.
And your friend sent in an audio clip of basically, you know, what she saw. We're going to play that now. Roll it.
So back in December 2018, I was hanging out with her, and she was showing me how she was talking to Danny on Snapchat. I was 15, and she was 16, and they were sending Snapchats back and forth. in which he had sent her multiple nude pictures. Later in the night, Danny called her on FaceTime, and I stayed in the room while they were on the phone. But during the call, he wanted to see her like chest area bouncing, and she asked me to jump on the bed so it would bounce. And I remember afterwards she told me that he was planning to visit her once she was 18, but at the time we didn't realize that she was being taken advantage of like she was.
Wow. Okay, so other than your friend, who else knew that you had this relationship with Danny Duncan? Did like people at school know?
Everyone at my school knew.
If it isn't obvious, these are serious allegations, and if any of them are true, then there's literally no going back. This could end Danny Duncan's career for good. Not to mention how disgusting it would be if it was true. But remember, once again, these are only allegations as of right now. No stronger evidence has been put out there. Let's play a bit more of the interview with Keemstar.
He was like there for me or whatever, but then at the same time, he was a grown man grooming me, so... But he knew everything that went on in my life because like I trusted him.
I mean, if these allegations are true, he's 20. It starts when he's 24 and you're 14. I mean, that is grooming if these allegations are true.
So Keemstar ends up asking this later on in the interview, but I would like to ask it as well. Why come out on social media? If this is true and he really did groom her, why didn't she take this information to the authorities? She literally went on Drama Alert a little while after uploading the video. And if you don't know, Drama Alert is a pretty big internet news source, so if you wanted a bunch of people to know about something, it would make sense to go on there.
People are going to want to know, you know, they're going to want to see proof. And the main thing people are going to say is why social media? Why come forward with this? Why not go to the police?
Well, I did try going to the police. Told me the guy didn't know what he was talking about, and he didn't really listen to me, and he just said he only listened about the part when we met up. Mm-hmm. And he said, just because you're 18 now and you regret it doesn't mean there's anything I can do. But actually it's breaking federal law because he crossed state lines, and he didn't even know that.
Well, the age of consent, the way I understand it, in your state is 16, and you hooked up with him when he was when you were 16, excuse me, and he was 26, correct?
Yeah, but since he flew here and he crossed state lines, it's still breaking federal law because I wasn't 18.
Well, the law broken that I see is, you know, if these allegations are true, is, I mean, when you're 14, he's sending pictures to you and you're sending pictures to him, and it's all happening on Snapchat.
And that's what the cop told me. The cop told me, he was like, if you can prove that with a timestamp, then there's something you can do. And then I actually found those things. So I do have them now, but, you know, I can't post that on the internet.
Right, because they're nudes.
I can't. I can't post that.
You can't post graphic pictures on the internet. Okay.
So after this bit, they just talk about how they're going to file a police report and how Danny Duncan's team are actually suspicious about this whole thing, and they just think it's another clout chasing attempt. I'll leave a link to the Keemstar interview and Danny Duncan's response to Aaron's video in the description below if you're curious about that. If you want my personal opinion on this, I don't really think Danny did any of this. It wouldn't make sense to throw your whole career away for some girl that lives somewhere else so far that you have to fly to meet her. But then again, these are allegations as of right now. I know I keep saying that, but we really have to keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to smash the like button as well as subscribe. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.